Hello, everybody. I am back. Ta-da! Great to see you all. Just close this. Welcome, welcome. I'll just let the last few people join in. Say hello in the comment section. Hey, Francie, Catherine, Elena, Lisa, Dieter. A lot of familiar faces, always great. All right. Let me just... Hello, guys. Decent turnout today. It's gonna be great. For those of you who joined last time, Francesca was taking over for a day. Not forever. I was at a talk with Chris McDonald, but you modeled a lamp. Super cool. A lot of you did. If you didn't join, don't worry. I also made it a bit before, so I'm gonna share that with you guys in the channel now. Trying Saturday, not forever. I think it's better if I stay. I'm just gonna send a link to WeTransfer. There is a reference image and there is a Blender model. So go ahead, download those if you haven't. Open it up. If you have your own lamp thingy, open that up. That's great. We just need something to paint on. Yeah. So I'm gonna open up my own. I'm gonna go File, Open. Mine is called Lantern_texturing. I can also use Francie's, but I'll use my own today. Unless it's... actually, it did cause me trouble here before we started. I was actually in distress, so I hope it's gonna work now. But we'll see about that. As always, my name is Oliver. I'm in the third semester right now of CADA. My 3D education as a generalist. And yeah. I am the Bootcamp instructor for now, until Francesca apparently takes over everything. Today we're gonna be texturing, and I will just quickly show you how to navigate, because that's basically all you need to know today. The rest I'm gonna show you. So let's get into it. Catherine, if it's okay, I'll also texture about texture my own question. Yes, that is totally fine. You can texture whatever you want, and that's actually for everybody. Oh, I can see I've made a mistake here. I'll tell you in a second. Okay, so to navigate. Hello, Heike. Welcome. Oh, I forgot. I'm rusty. It's been 2 weeks. Damn. As always, if there's any new people, if you get lost, if you have questions, if it's going too fast, if you have tips and tricks, write in the chat. I keep looking back and forth so I can help you. I don't want to just go and make something super crazy. I'd rather have you guys follow along. So instead of giving up, just let me know and I will slow down and go back and help you guys, okay? Because I'm here to learn you guys something. Not to... Well, also to play around, but that's not the main thing. Okay, we're gonna navigate now. So, to rotate around, hold middle mouse button, and you can see my mistake already. Oh, we don't look at that. If you want to pan, hold shift and middle mouse, and you can see here what I'm clicking on these screencast keys. If you want to zoom in, you do the scroll wheel or you hold control and you go back and forth. Okay. All right, that's actually all we need to know, almost. Another thing we're gonna use a lot is going back and forth into edit mode, which is up here. You can change from object to edit mode. So let's say we click on this long guy here and click tab. And I'm now in edit mode where I can select stuff. And edit mode, all we're gonna be using is A most of the time. But we'll get back to that. So tab to go back and forth and make sure you're in the right mode. Hey Renan, I am back. Okay, another thing you want to make sure is that you're not in this solid mode here. you want to be in display material preview or render view, but I would suggest this one because otherwise you can't see your materials, which is kind of what it's about today. Yeah, so that's it. So right away you can see I messed up here. If you click 1 on the keyboard and go to the other side, this is not straight. So I will click, select everything except for this, and I'll just move it G and X to move it here, and this one does not need to be moved. So this is just a little oopsie. Don't tell anybody. There we go. Okay, this is exactly how you've got it, right? Yeah, and don't look at the back either. We only want to show the front, right? This was very quickly made. So we'll just keep looking from this side. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you guys a new thing today. So let me just open up something. First, we're going to be talking about UVs. What? Doesn't work. Gonna do it here instead. Just turn this down a bit. Images. I'm gonna show you guys an image. Okay. This thing here is to help you understand what UVs are. So basically what we're doing when we're texturing is we take a 3D model and we spread its paint over a 2D image, basically a plane, a square. So when you wrap it around the model, it looks like this. When you wrap it out and you like spread it out, it will be something like this. So that is the basis of it. It's hard to explain better, but this kind of showcases it. So I will show you how to UV yourself, because as I promised, in a week and a half we're gonna be making a little character for those who are gonna join, and we're gonna have to UV ourselves there. Usually you just use the auto UV, which we'll be using most of the time today, but I will show how to do it yourself. Okay, so first off, let's start by just clicking on the base here, because that's a very nice easy shape to start with. So right now I want to isolate it so I can't see anything else, because it's very, very hard to see anything when so much is going on. So I'm going to click on the slash on my numpad. If you don't have a numpad, I don't know what it would be, but what you could do is you could just G and Y. Oh. And you could move it out here for now. Don't worry about this thing, it's fine. And when you're done, you can always just move it back over by clicking. Can you see from my face? I'll move my face a second. Over here, you have the little object box. So you can see I can also move it here. And I can always just move it back to 0 because it is set to 0. I'm gonna do the slash though, so I can isolate it. But both are fine. Next up, we want to go into edit mode. So I click tab, or I go up here and go to edit mode. And we can now see all the faces, which are these, and the edges, which are the lines, and the vertices, which are the corners of the faces. Yeah. So we want to be selecting edges, which you can do up here. You can also click 2 on the keyboard. That's a bit easier. And basically, I want to cut this guy up. And I'm going to go into the UV editing tab to do that. So I click up here. Oh, I need to isolate it again. That's fine. Zoom in a bit. Okay, so if I just click A, you can see it is already unwrapped by itself. It's not necessarily a good wrap, so we rather do it manually. So let me start by cutting off the top here. Click 2 on the keyboard. Hold Alt. Oh, I'll just get these guys back. Hold Alt and click here, and it will select the entire edge loop. You can also do this other places, but I'm going to do this first. I'm going to right click, and there's something called Mark seam. So we basically, a seam is like the same as in a shirt, right? We choose where to cut it up. So mark seam. Can of course do the same at the bottom. You can see it's already done the same, but let's just do it for good measure. So now we cut it up here. And if we unwrap these two, they will be nice and flat here. If we unwrap this, maybe I should actually show you guys what happens. If I unwrap now, click U. At first I click A for everything. Or all, probably, not everything. U for unwrap. And let's just do the angle based. You can see it's just stuck, actually looking from above. And this is gonna be super stretch and not look very good. I don't know if there's a place I can show it. Usually I do this in Maya, so I don't know all the shortcuts here in Blender. But there is usually a tool where you can see if it's stretching or not. That means if it's being pulled to fit in here. But this is not what we want. We want it to be like a nice flat thing you can paint on. So let me go to the back. And the reason I go to the back is because there's gonna be a seam here. Which means if you have a texture, something that is being put over it, it will cut off right here. So if you put it on the back of the lamp, you're not gonna see it. If you put it on the front, you're gonna have a very, very clear, distinguished line in the middle, which is not very nice. So in round things like this, it can be kind of tricky where to put it. But if you know which way you're gonna see it, it's usually not a problem. So I'm gonna click 2, alt click this line here, or the edge is called. And I will mark seam. Then I'll click A for all, U for unwrap, and angle based. And voila! You can see it's now been spread out here instead. You could probably you should probably also do it maybe here. You should maybe also make a seam there. Let's try again. Yeah, and you see it's more straight now. And you can basically keep going if you want, but I feel like this is fine. So I go out by clicking slash, and now I wanna go into layout. Oh, slash again, or move it back over here in your outline, in your object thing if you need. And let's give it a material. I'm gonna show you guys 2 ways to put textures and stuff today. The first one is gonna be what you want to do for realistic stuff. When you want to apply materials like I did in this thing. Let me show. Oh, why can't I open so weird, 1 second. In a reference photo. See here. I think this is the one I made. But we want it to look kind of realistic, right? The other way is gonna be with texture paint. That is more stylized. You can kind of give it your own little personality, but it takes more time, I would say. So let's look at this lamp. This is glass and has a light in the middle. So we need to make it transparent or transmissive, whatever you want to call it. So just turn down the music a bit. So we click on this, and I'm gonna hide my face. Over here in the material tab thingy, we can create a new material, which basically means we're gonna add some color to it. So I'm gonna click new, and we can give it a color. Let's just give it like a pink color for now, just so you can see what happened. And if you can't see it, it's again because you're probably in the solid mode or something else. You need to be in the viewport shading. All right, so we have a nice pink glass. Way, good job, guys. Obviously we don't want that, but because we're gonna make it transmissive, we don't really care about the color. So let us go down to transmission. Just get my face back here. This guy here. Can you see it? I think you can see it, yeah. Again, if any questions or it's going too fast or you're lost, let me know. I'm just going at the same pace I'm trying, and some of it will stick, some of it not. So just write me in the chat if you need me. But I'm gonna turn up the transmission weight to 100 or 1, and just here. And I maybe don't want to have it pink. I probably want to have it more white yellow tone. But we're also gonna take the alpha here. We're gonna decrease that a bit so it becomes a bit transparent. You can see it here. You can actually see through the glass. If you have it fully transparent, it doesn't really, it's fully in alpha, it doesn't really become transparent. So you want to decrease that a bit. You can play with the refraction a bit. Index of refraction. This is if you think you can, you know, make it look cooler. I actually don't know what numbers are good usually for glass, but I know water is 1.33, but that's about it. I feel like this is fine for now. Yeah, this is weird. It's showing my HDR, I think. Okay, we'll go with this. And you can increase or decrease the roughness depending on how reflective you want it to be. So let us take, you know, a computer screen. That's no, not a computer screen. What can you do? This. I have these crackers here. You see how the light is shining here? That means it has a very low roughness. It's very reflective and shiny. You can actually see my hand. I can see my hand here in the reflection. And something like a shirt is very, very rough. It has high roughness, meaning that light does not bounce from it and you don't really see any reflections. So glass, usually, depending on the glass, has a pretty decent low roughness. So does water. So let's say 0.2, I want to see through it, so 0.5 might be good. Okay, let's go with this for now. And we can also change it later. So this is our glass. And we want to name it so we can figure out which material is which. Otherwise you get very lost very fast. So I'll call this glass. Boom. And we have our first material. Good job, guys. Awesome. So, because this is not a super detailed character or something, we don't want to sit and do the UVs on everything. We probably should to make it more clean, but Blender has a decent automatic function. So let's just use that for now. So you can actually just, again, click on the object you want, tab to go into edit mode, A for all, U for unwrap, and this time we're gonna use the Smart UV Project. And you get this box here. There's a lot of options. I don't really use any of them except for this island margin. I want that to be a bit higher than 0, like 0.004 or something. And I'm gonna unwrap. And so I didn't even have to go into UV editing, but it still does the same, right? And maybe I don't even have to do this UV stuff when I just apply material like this. But when I want to add a texture, this is where I need it to be UV wrapped. And I'll show you guys in a second. So, we know how to make a material. I just made one here. We can make this golden. We press UV. Yes, so you click into edit mode. A for all. U for unwrap. And Smart UV Project. And you can up the island margin a bit if you want. I think that looks kind of good. Hope that helped, Elena. All right. So we can keep just adding material if you just want a very basic look. I just make it metallic now. That looks a bit better, of course. You can play with the roughness, and this actually looks kind of cool. But to make it more realistic, we need to add a texture, something taken from the real world. So if you all go into this website, search for polygon with 2 eyes, and search for gold paint metal texture. You'll find this guy. And let's just try that out today. So I'm gonna download it. And you need to sign in very quickly. It's not a big hassle. Google, I'll use my own. If I can remember my code. No. It'll be a long night. Oh, there we go. Lucky. Alright, so I'm now logged in. You can also make an account, it's fine. It's up to you. I'm gonna search for gold, and you want the free one. This one, gold paint metal texture. 2K is fine. I'm gonna download it. And you can get the Blender add-on that they made if you want. It's a lot easier to apply the texture. You can do it manually. I think I'm gonna try the add-on as well. And I can show you guys how to make add-ons in your Blender. So I download the add-on. Give you guys a second to do that as well, if you wanna do that, because they have a lot of nice textures in there. Take some water. Okay, so if you have made an account and you have downloaded the Blender add-on, I will go into Edit and Preferences. And in here, you go into Add-ons. And up on the drop-down menu up here, you can install from disk. So when you want to download any add-on, it can be anything. We've downloaded add-ons before as well. You get a zip file. And you don't need to do anything to it. You just want to select that. So go into my downloads. And here you can see my Polygon add-on blender.zip, which is what I want. So I'm going to install that from disk. And bam, I now have the Polygon add-on. Now how it works is a good question. Yeah, okay. So you basically just click in on your keyboard, or you can click on the little arrow over here, and you go down to Polygon. And you want to select where you store your things. So I'm gonna make one here. I'm gonna make Polygon library there. Confirm. And now I should just have a lot of textures. And if I click gold, I now can find my gold metal texture here, and I can download it. Bam. And apply. Damn, that is smart. So now I don't actually have to do anything manually. It just applied all the materials by itself. I'll show you guys what happened. Don't worry. If you don't want to get the add-on of it, it doesn't work. But this is actually super nifty. Then you can save a lot of time. Let me first show you. This is why you want to make the UVs yourself, because you can see the seam here very, very clearly. The texture is being stretched right here. In this case, it does look kind of cool because you don't really see it, but you can see that it's getting pulled down, and that is a UV issue. Okay, let me just this has the same, it's gonna use the same material. So I'm gonna show you guys what happens under the hood on this thing here. So let me close down. Let me get this back. And I now click on the little top here. And I just choose the same material here. Polygon, metal, gold, if I want to just use the same. And you can see I haven't UV unwrapped it. I can also choose the other material. But first I'm gonna UV unwrap it, of course. So I'll just go into edit mode by clicking tab. I click A for all, U for unwrap, and smart UV project. And it already saved my settings, so I'll just do that. So if I now assign the same material, it already looks a lot better. You can see that. But I promise to show you guys. So I'm gonna choose a random material I just made. I'm gonna call this gold shader, because it's a shader. And I'm gonna go into shading up here. And I'm gonna move this up a bit, because I don't need it. I'm gonna share in these areas, so just hover over this little dot here. Click over, join areas. You don't need to do that, it's just nicer. And now I have this little thing here. This is the same as what's going on over here in the outlier, where you can change everything. And this is a node-based system, but don't be scared. It's not that bad. Let me just download these textures by hand. Download. I get them here. Metal gold paint, and I'm gonna extract it. And I'm gonna go under the 2K folder, and you see all these weird things here. What we're gonna use today is just the base color, the normal map, the metallic, and the roughness. I'm gonna show what the other ones does in a minute, but let's just take these and drag and drop them in here. Move them up here. So it is actually pretty simple, this thing. We have UV unwrapped this so it knows what to do. Then you actually just put these textures in here. So you take the color to the color, and you see we get that nice golden color. It's a lot prettier than the one we had before. It looked like this. We take our metallic. And you can see it's gray, because metallic is not a color map. It is a black and white map. So we take the alpha to the metallic. And we change this to non-color. Let's see if it goes this. This doesn't work. Because it's not a color, so we don't want it to be color. Next up, we have the roughness. It's the same. Take the alpha to roughness. We change it to non-color. And I do not know what's going on right now. Why is it looking like that? That is weird. That should not be looking like that. Okay, that is weird. Why does it work with the color? I am in distress. Confused. Well, it does not work with the alpha. So if we plug in the color, it works for some reason. So you can just plug in the color. That should not be the right thing. So I am sorry, I cannot answer why that's doing what it's doing. You can also see the color here changes, so this is yellow and goes into gray. This shouldn't do like that. What we can do is we can actually just do it manually if we want. It just says how much roughness, but I'm gonna do this. Next up, we have one that requires a bit of extra attention. So a normal map is what simulates little bumps in a texture. You can see here, it's way too clean and flat. That's not what we want. You can see the other one here has all these little, you know, imperfections, I would call it, which is what we want. So I'm gonna click Shift and A, or click Add, up to you. I'm gonna type in normal map, enter, and again, this should not be color. I changed the color space down here. That's what I'm doing. It doesn't matter that much, but you should do it with everything else than the color node. Then I take my color into color, normal into normal, and you see we have all these nice imperfections. If you want, you can tune it up so it goes crazy, or you can take it down a bit if you think it's too much, but usually a number at 1 is pretty good. Okay, so now here we have it. It's actually the same as this, almost. So let's see what happened with the one that was made manually. There's a bit more going on under the hood here. You can see we still have the normal map, Still have the roughness, and he's using the color in all of them. That's kind of weird. Maybe it's because he made it to non-color, and that's why it's working. Let's try that actually. Roughness, let's try the metallic as well. Sure. Maybe just change the color as long as you have it to non-color color space. That could be an explanation. Then he's done some stuff here with the UVs. We don't need to think about that. He also took the ambient occlusion and put that into a color times ambient occlusion. And what ambient occlusion is, see if we can see it here. Which you can't see. Yeah, that's why I don't use it normally. You can't tell the difference here. But ambient occlusion is basically the little shadows in the crevices. So it should be in here. You should see the difference. Okay, we don't see it, but the shadows in here are simulated with ambient occlusions. Or here when it actually connects to something. We can't see it though, so it doesn't really matter. We don't have to use it. And everything else is just the same. Okay. So now we've set up our texture, which means the rest is super easy to do. We just look at a reference. Okay, everything is gold except for the glass here and this little heat thingy. So now all you gotta do is you gotta UV unwrap everything. So edit, A, U, Smart UV project, unwrap. And yeah, you just go crazy. And once everything is unwrapped, let me just do this one. So you should all just unwrap everything now. Just speed through it, you know? Gonna let you guys do that. I'll do it myself. Yeah, unwrap, Smart UV project. Boom. I think I've unwrapped everything. If I haven't, I'm gonna see it later. So, hope you guys are with me so far. Tell me if it's going a bit too fast or you need a bit of time. But this is basically just what we just did, right? We're just UV unwrapping everything and getting ready to apply texture. Just check if there's a difference here. Okay, there's no difference. That's perfect. That's how it should be. Okay, so now I'm gonna select everything except for my glass. I'm gonna control click the glass and control click this little guy here, the heat thing. And then I'm gonna shift select one of the items that already has a texture. And maybe double click it so it is the last thing. And you can see that it's highlighted with a yellow edge. And these other ones are with an orange. Because now we can just link our materials. We don't have to apply it to every single item we have made. So I'm going to hit Control L for link. And link materials. And there you go. Everything is now very golden. Super cool. And you can see our UV unwrap properly because it does look pretty good. Now, if you want to have a different texture, let's say you want these to be black metal, you can always just, you know, make a new material and just give it another color. I like that everything's golden though. This guy, let's look at the reference. Where is it? Lantern. Let's see it. Okay. This is also golden except for the end part. That's will give something else. So let's just first UV unwrap it. Again. And let's just first apply the gold shader. Next up, I want to make a new material. I'm gonna call this... what should I call it? Burn? Why do you need to unwrap first before texturing? What does it do? Well, let me... I kind of showed it earlier. I can show it again. Let me take this guy. Okay. Let us unwrap it very poorly. So let me just... you unwrap. Angle based. No. Let me do this. Mark seam. Okay. So now I just made a seam right here. And you can see it very clearly that the texture is stopping right here and is making a clear cut through. So when it's not unwrapped, the texture will just kind of be everywhere. You'll not have told it where to wrap around. So it will do all these weird, ugly things. However, if you do it properly, you can see it looks a lot cleaner. Now, of course, I still have the seam because I didn't remove some from before. Yeah, it's okay. You can unwrap your curves. You don't need to do that. They kind of look... do we? Oh, okay. Then we need to... Let me see. I can see they do not look nice. Let me go here. Let me see, what do we do here? Yeah, what should I do here? Auto texture space. How to make curve to mesh. That's a good question, Lena. I'm just gonna figure out because I don't know that. It's a very good question. I might have to get back to you on that one because I do not know. What I would think is that it should do it automatically. What I do in Maya is that I can just say, okay, I'm done with this curve. Now make it geometry forever. But I can't really see. I can't see an option for that here. Oh well. Right click, curve to mesh. Thank you, Billis. That is exactly what we should do. Okay, you are my hero. So in object mode, you just convert to mesh. And now it's no longer a curve. And we can do the same trick. You are my hero. Boom. And now this also looks better. Thank you. This is exactly what this is about. That we help each other in a nice community. So we can all get better. Because I'm not a Blender expert. That's for sure. Where was I? Okay, this guy here. I want to make a new material. Already did it. I'll call it burn. I'll click 3 on my keyboard in edit mode. Select the end here. Go to my new shader. My new material, sorry. And it's called burn. And click assign. And you can see now it has a different material. Even though they are both under the same UV map, I've assigned different shaders to them. So I want this to be kind of red. And I want it to have emission. So that's this guy down here. Also gonna be like a burning orange. Gonna turn it up to 5. Make it more red. And now we have something like this. Could probably be a bit cooler, but I will leave it for now. Maybe more red? More dark, maybe? Yeah. Cool. So now we have textured the whole thing. And let's just add a light. So Shift A, light, and let's do a point light for now. See where it... And let me just go into my rendered view. Oh, I forgot actually to remove a light. Oopsie. Because I cheated a bit. I already made a light inside. I'll delete that. No cheaters. Oh wait, that's the wrong place. This is the one I wanna go to 700 maybe. Ah, very nice. Okay. So now just add a light and I played around with it a bit. And you can see it's working. So let's just add another light. Shift A, point. And let me just move this inside. And give it a nice warm color. Like a yellow orangey. Give it maybe 100 watt. And we have a nice little light from a lamp. Good job, guys. If you're with me this far, it's really nice. I'm just gonna go out of this because I promised you another way. And that's the one that gave me trouble earlier, but let's try it. So, if you want to paint it yourself, you'll still have to unwrap it like we did. You can see this is unwrapped. Yes, these things here. But to paint it yourself, you want to go into texture paint. Here. And you want to make a new one. So if you already have material, it's going to say something here. So we're going to make a new. Oh, that's why. Oh, I know why I didn't. Where is it? Maybe this is why. Let me try something first, guys. Ooh. Gold. Let me call it. Handle texture paint. Do 2008. No, I'm just. Let me make it yellow. Just make it very yellow. New image. Yeah, this is the problem I had earlier. And if you Blender nerds know why this is happening, I made a new material, and this usually works. That I make it here, and then I can just paint on it. But for some reason, I cannot paint on. Or is it? Because it's not assigned. Is that why? Because I made this image texture. Because it still has this one. It's not supposed to have the one. I'm in distress. Texture paint. Because I made this one here. Just need to save it first, is that why? Blender files. Open. Yeah, it's still not working. I can't paint on it for some reason. And I wish it knew why, because this usually just works. Material? No. And it worked half earlier, so I have no idea why it's not working. Let's try something else. I'm choking. Okay. Well, we have this lamp, at least. Gold shader, nice. So, you can always play around with this, render it out, give it some nice lights. Just Shift A, add a new area light. You can G and X. Rotate. Scale it. Give it some nice light here. You can look for the camera. Go to rendered view. And you can render out this lovely, lovely lamp. Give it some blue rim light, it's called. 100, maybe 50. Go up camera. Do whatever you want with this. I'm gonna save this. Control S. Save where we like. I'm gonna try and open a new file. And let me just see if I can actually paint anywhere. Of everything is just broken. Texture paint. Texture slot. Add a new base color. Test. Give it a green. This does not work either. Why the hell doesn't it work? Well, it's gonna be a short... I'm sorry, guys. It's gonna be a short tutorial today. Why the hell? Paint or texture paint. Okay. It's not even wrapped. It is texture slot to paint onto. I just created a texture slot right here. You're not material preview. I am. I'm right here. The correct image isn't in the node. It's right here. My test is here. The paint mask is active. Paint mask, is that it? Oh my god, it's just something like that. Texture mask. No? Paint, what is a paint mask? Panic. Anyone know what a paint mask is? Oh. Oh, and now it worked for some reason. What did I do? I'm trying something. If this is what it is, I will be so annoyed. Go here, texture paint. Let me just here select handle texture. This one. Well, I can paint now for some reason. Let me make a new base color. We call it handle test. Let's make it green. Add. Okay. Okay, it's working now. Why is it working now? I think I went in here under texture and I clicked something. I made it here. Did anyone else have this issue, or did it just work? Because now it's working, of course. Oh well. It works now. If anyone's doesn't work, let me know. I fixed it somehow. Okay, now we can actually go into what I wanted to show you guys. So here we have in texture paint, we can paint. And you can see we can either paint over here on the flat 2D texture, or we can paint here on the surface. This is why good UV wrapping makes sense. Olina, I tried earlier today, it didn't work. I tried now, worked fine. Yeah, of course, this is just need an adult somewhere, I guess. Where was it? Yeah, if you have a nice UV wrapping, this is a lot smarter, because then it would be unwrapped the whole way around here. So you could just paint over here, but this is very bad. You know, it's very clearly doing this. Unless, of course, you wanted to have different colors. So let's say I wanted this to be this, and this to be another color. Then it makes sense, right? To do it like this. But nice UV wrapping is very helpful. Okay, what I want to do now is I want to get this nice gold color. I'm going to click on my fill brush down here. And I just drag. No. What? Do I have to do it again? Why is brown not working? Just select it elsewhere. Oh, not work. Okay, I have to select it up here, the color. I don't know what the difference is between these two, but oh well. It worked now. So now I have made a material. I have made this image texture which has a material. I will call this gold texture paint. And here we can increase the metalness still, if we want that, which I think we kind of do. And we also decrease the roughness. But the cool thing here is that you can select a brush. Let me select paint soft. And if you hold F, you can change the scale of your brush. You can also do it up here. And you can change the strength by holding Shift and F. I might go pretty low here. The strength is just how much is it going through. So let me make it small and maybe make this a bit more desaturated. So I'm gonna turn down the saturation. And can I paint? And now I can paint. And now I can paint. I don't understand a single thing. This is not how it usually goes. Maybe one is the one I apply and one is the one I paint with. I'm very confused. Well, I can at least color pick over here and I can make it less saturated. No? Oh, it is working. Great. It is working. Make it more white. So what you can do with this, let's say now I have a base color everywhere. And you can start to add these, you know, imperfections yourself. But they're going to be a bit more stylized, of course. This usually gives it kind of more nice and rough look, you know. So if you're more a stylized person, you more like things to be made with hand, this might be the thing for you. Let's make it a bit more golden. Alright, so you can go crazy with this. You can also add some, let's say you want to have some gray strokes, maybe with a very little strength. Probably be the not Very low strength. You can give it these. This is not nice, of course. Again, this is not my favorite thing to do in the world. I'm not good at painting, but if you want, it's an option. So feel free to play on with this. This, however, you need to do one per object you choose. So let's say this guy here. Its UVs are over here, so you need to do it with whatever you put under the same UV island. I actually think I put all these together. Yeah. So I could paint all these with the same, but it will still only be applied where I painted it. Hope that makes sense. But yeah, I will wrap this up now. I had enough of this dumbass texture for a day. So I think you should spend 5 minutes if you're happy with this. Just light it properly. Check your camera. You can also move your camera if you lock this. You can change your camera angle. Click again. And go into the render view. And you can see, okay, how does it look? How does it look? It looks nice. Okay, maybe I want this to be more see-through. So I decrease the alpha. Maybe I want it to be more rough. Maybe I want it to be less rough. You can play around with it a bit. Whatever floats your boat, right? And once you're happy, go to your render settings. Oh, make sure you save, by the way. Very important. And I usually add the denoiser. And you can say how many samples you want. 150 is usually like a decent amount. And then you just click up here. Render. And render image. And you wait a bit. And it should start rendering. In a second. Yeah. Oh. I should have a backdrop. I can see. That's another thing you can do. I'll just show you here. You can add. You can add a plane. Oh, let me just add. Shift A. Plane. S for scale. Just go out of this. R to rotate. Then I want to select. In edit mode, I want to select this edge here by clicking 2. And I want to click E to extrude. G to move. And E to extrude again. Oh, we have a nice backdrop. And it's a bit rough here. So I'm going to go into modifiers, the little wrench here. I'm going to add a modifier. I'm going to add the subdivision surface. Wait, first I'm going to actually add a boolean. A bevel. So it will hopefully keep the shape a bit better. No, I don't need to do that. Fuck. Screw it. Just crank this up a bit. So now we have something that's kind of smooth, and we can also go and click shade smooth like this. Let me now check my render. It's inside. Can delete this plane. And you can change the color on it, of course, etc, etc. Whatever you want. Now I'm just going to render it. Okay, I'll change the color. Never mind. I think it looks a bit too. Kind of want to have like this greenish color. Be decently rough. Cool. And I'm gonna render. And if you want some feedback, guys, you can go on the Discord under 3D Bootcamp, and you can throw up your lamp there. See, a lot of people already threw it up from last time. Damn. With some lights and some stuff on it already. Hot damn. So, light up your lamp. Make it look nice and gorgeous. Do whatever you can to make it aesthetic, you know? Do more than me. And then throw it in there. And we can look at them together. It'd be very cool. Just save as PNG. Save as lantern. Textured. I'm gonna put it under my Blender files. Renders. And I'm gonna put it up here. So, sorry for not being too prepared for the texture painting. We fixed it in the end, but man, that was frustrating. Your lantern renders see-through. The entire lantern? Or just parts of it? Because if on your shader you have alpha turned down, it should be see-through. Or if you have transmission on the whole thing and not just the glass, that would make sense that it would be see-through. Lena. Mine isn't actually. Maybe you applied the same material to both one and the other. See, now I'm trying to make mine see-through as well. Gives it like a ghosty vibe, I guess. Yep, the whole thing. I took off the shading things and it works without it. Check your shader settings then. Probably you have some transmission on the whole thing. You have different scale objects. The texture size is also different. Would you know a fix for this to keep the texture scale same? Yes. If it doesn't automatically work texture size wise, you need to do something. So in here, in your shading, under the shader you have, so this is my gold shader, you want to click Shift A and texture coordinate. Pretty sure it's called, yeah. And you have, I can actually double check this guy here. No? Yeah? No? Where was the one from Polygon? 1 second. It's easier to just check his. So let me just say gold. Take this, reapply this. So you actually just want to copy this texture coordinate and symbol. He calls it. You probably don't want to call it that actually. You want to get a texture coordinate and then a, what's it called? A vector transform maybe? Just see here. Just put this in here, vector. It's not that one. You need something to... Second. this one? Vector map, maybe. Let me see if this does what I want it to. So if I... Scale. Yeah, this is it. So, if you want to scale it, if you have a big object, for example, and you want some of it to have a smaller, more fine detail, you just add a texture coordinate. And this guy was called a... What was it called? Vector? Vector math. Then you just put it in from UV, and it should work. Is it just mapping texture coordinate plus mapping other ones that come on pressing Control T? Control T. I don't know what that does. But yeah, great. Well, this is how you want to scale it. At least see. You can see it very clearly here. It's getting much more finer detail. Or larger detail. It's not an add-on. This is just you know, basic stuff. I just needed to find the right node. Yeah, cool guys. Let's save this thing. All right. Lisa, brain's not ready for the bump textures yet. Pick up a bit more with the rendering. Nice. Hey, you did the good with the lighting and stuff. That's very nice. And just applying the texture is all it's about. But I would definitely try and just install in the polygon ad. It really helps a lot. Makes it super easy. Oh, nice, Catherine. Cool. Ooh, a lamp from last time. Very cool. I like the middleness you added, so it's a different one than we used today. It's very cool. Awesome. Okay, keep them coming, guys. Rocco, you also posted your thing last time, right? Did you just post the same thing, or did you change it? I think you posted the same, you cheater. It does look very cool, though. Really, really cool. A lot of different styles. Very nice. Nice. Same, but one direction. Well, I would be happy if I could make that in Blender with this time. But it just looks like it's a bunch of different maps that then just make it look pretty. It looks a bit witchcrafty, I feel like. You could change the color of your lights a bit if you wanted to have a different vibe. Because this is very dim and grim and stuff, and then you just have a spotlight on it. So if you change the color temperature to something colder, it could be green also, to make it like muddy something. Just to really make it that extra. Okay, that's crazy shiny. That's for sure. It does have a stylized look to it. It looks almost painted. But it looks like your full metalness and roughness insanely low. So if that's what you wanted, that's perfect. Otherwise I'll just change the roughness a bit. Or just apply the roughness maps. But it looks very painted. It looks like you did it yourself, actually. Look very cool. I like it. Very nice, guys. Yeah, texturing is not, I don't know if you guys can feel it. It's not my favorite thing in the world. I do love that once things are texture on, they look cooler, but it's, in Blender, it's not, I haven't cracked how it actually works. You saw it today. In Substance Painter, that's a whole other deal. It's a lot easier to work with, and you can make your own textures. I can make my own cracks and stuff, so more control. But it's paid, so we can't use that. Something's wrong with my rendering. It looks more shiny in the viewport. It's probably because you don't have much light. I don't think you have any light except for from here. So you need to add a new light that's stronger to light the rest of C9. I think that's why. But I do, it's nice that you put on some shading. I just can't see it because of light. In here it looks good, but add some more light to it. I think that's why. Nice. We added the red tint to it. Very cool. You can definitely see the shadows playing here. It's just how it should be. Good job. It's nice also to see that how different people tend to do these things, right? It's the same object, but we all do it differently. Yeah, see, that's much better. You just needed some light. Oh, it's in the viewport, you showed it. Are you sure? Maybe your light is being hidden in the viewport, in the renderer, sorry. That could be why. If you have it only visible. Pillars. Jade light. Oh, I like it. Very transparent. I really like how transparent you made this. Very cool. I would say these are clashing a lot, so maybe make this some, change the color a bit of this gold thing with the brightness contrast node to make it match a bit more. Because I really like the look of this. I think you should just go all in on that, actually. It's very cool. Awesome, guys. Next week it's going to be texturing. I don't know what yet. Gonna be something to prepare you for the character that we're gonna make next Friday. So in order to really follow along with the speed we're gonna have to put in, I would really advise you to both do the modeling from last week, or at least check it out. Spend half an hour on it. Check the first half of today if you didn't get it. How to apply textures, because we can just do that. We don't have to paint. And next time join the sculpting, because that's gonna be the bread and butter of the character. So make sure you have a good foundation, because we're gonna have 3 hours on the Friday next week to do it, but we're also gonna have to do something in order to get it. All right. We have the clear workflow to use with the marking of seams, unwrapping texture paint and melted. Really solid stuff. Thank you so much. It's always super overwhelming in start, so I really want to try and make you guys understand it. And you can see the more you make stuff, the better your seams and the better your UVs are, the nicer your textures look. Some textures are very forgiving, but when you get to a character, as we're gonna do, we need the seams to be right, because it's gonna look crazy. He's not gonna have one texture over his entire body. He's gonna have several, so they need to be very clear where they cut, but they also need to look nice. Will the stream be on the YouTube channel as well after? I'm just sad I can't watch next Friday. Yes, of course. It's gonna be live, so you can always just join in the day after or watch it again if you want to, Lisa. And take it in your own tempo as well. Then you can just, I'm still gonna show the basic. I'm still gonna tell you what to do, how to do it. But I'm gonna move a bit faster because I'm on a schedule there. All right, Renan. Use Blender Kit to Blender Kit add-on. A lot of nice texture. Yeah, for sure. Ooh, I like this one here. You added a texture to the glass. That looks very, very cool. Very powerful stuff. And just add a texture here. And here you can see, this is very clear. This is where there's a seam. In a box you made, I think. Which is fine. I'll just turn the box a bit to hide it, but very, very cool, this thing here. And the lighting also looks very nice. I can definitely tell you've done a lot of these bootcamps, Renan. And probably also some stuff at home. I do the free light thing. Oh, yes, nice. Yeah, the free light thing Rasmussen is a very cool thing. Maybe I should cover that one day. I think you have a bit too much light in front because you also have light in it. But that's why you can see you have the rim light going here. But maybe it's a bit too lit. But you definitely have the right thing going, that's for sure. Very good job. Okay, guys, I'm gonna call it for today. Make sure you tune in next week. It's gonna be super important, so you can make something extra cool on Friday. But we're still gonna make something cool Wednesday, of course, as always. I'm actually working on a sculpt myself right now, on a character that I'm gonna make for a week project I have. So it's gonna be a bit more intricate and has a lot of more difficult shapes. But I'll maybe share that with you if I'm done with it next week. We'll see. Thanks for today, all of you, for hanging in there. It was great as always. Great to be back. It's gonna be more fun next week. I am closing the stream. Bye bye.